Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Siphokazi and I am a self-transformation coach. Thank you for joining me once again, and I hope that you enjoyed today's topic, and I hope that it also changes your life in the best possible way. Please don't forget to share, don't forget to like, and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and comment below if there's anything that you'd like to share with me. All right, so let's get to it. Today's topic that we are tackling is in actual fact something that we all struggle with, and something that we really need in our lives, and this is happiness. All right, so we're going to be talking about the key to happiness, which is basically you are your own key to your happiness. Okay, so many people live in this world without having experienced true happiness. I mean, we struggle a lot with actually finding ways of being happy, and this is something that a concept that other people don't know, and a concept that other people do not understand, and a concept that other people feel that it's far-fetched and that they can never reach, which is actually quite sad, you know. So we build up an illusion that only a few can experience true happiness, and that we need things to make us happy. Anyone and everyone has been promised happiness, and we all deserve it. It is literally our birthright to be happy. Happiness is nothing but a feeling and a state of mind, all right, which is why I said that you are your own key to your own happiness, because it really is a state of mind. It's something that is in your head, and something that we can all achieve, you know, at a particular given time. Life really indeed is a roller coaster ride that never seems to stop. We go through ups and downs, and you know, every day in our lives. It's basically how we react to them that matters. All our ups and downs and things that we experience, it's really how we react to them, which in turn determines how our lives are shaped. And also, our idea of happiness is linked to material things, and that we have this notion that we can only be happy once we gather certain things, once we get to a certain point in our lives. We sort of like put away happiness in a way that in my current state, you know, in my current situation, wherever I might be in my life, you know, I feel like I can never be happy. I'll only be happy once I get that car, once I get that house, once I get that job, you know. And that is what really takes away the joys of being happy, you know, of really being in that state of mind of happiness. So this also means that we die, you know, at the end of the day, not attaining those things we have lived meaningless. Okay, so it means that sometimes we die, you know. Well, a lot of people die not ever having achieved their, you know, their state of happiness, because they waited, you know, for something to happen in their lives, and they never really get to that point where they achieve something. When they get that car, they get this, they get that. So it means they end up living a meaningless life, because you have never really achieved what you want to achieve in your life, and then you die, and then what? So it's really up to you to be happy, you know, to live a happy life, regardless of the place you find yourself in life, regardless of the things that you're not attaining, you know, because a lot of us in our lives, well, in this world that we live in, happiness is attached to money. First of all, happiness is attached to what we buy with that money, you know. And for example, if someone does not have money, they are not happy. And if someone cannot afford to buy whatever it is that they feel that can make them happy, you know, it becomes a problem, because then you do not attach happiness to things that are not seen, you know, like the love that you receive from your family, you know, your children, and just basically being happy about, even with the little that you have. And that's what sometimes the Bible says, the Bible perceives as contentment, because we are told that we should be content, and that also, being content, it brings you to a particular state of mind, which makes it easy for you to enjoy all the little things that we have, right? So it has actually been proven that accumulation of wealth and material belongings isn't in fact the cause of happiness. We know a lot of people that live in this world, either our friends or our friends' friends, or people we know, people we see on TV and whatnot. They can have all the money they can have, and they can have all the things that they can have, but they still do not achieve a sense of happiness. They are not happy in their lives with whatever kind of money that they have, with whatever accumulation of wealth and things that they have. They are lonely. They tell you that the road to success is hard, but then it's lonely at the top, things like that, which literally means that having things and having money does not really bring happiness. You can have all that you want to have, you can have everything, but then you can still not be happy, and that means you can still not enjoy all the money that you have. You cannot enjoy all the things that you have. So imagine a situation whereby you have all this money, right? And because you are generally a happy person, you can literally enjoy each and everything that this money, this wealth brings to you. Let's say you win the lottery or whatever. You can actually enjoy that money because you are happy. You can find ways to make that money work for you. You can even attract more money because of your state of mind. And then let's say you find yourself in a situation where, let's say on the other side of it, you accumulate all this money, you win the lottery or whatever, and then now you have all this money, you give it away and try to impress people, because you feel like impressing people and buying people things and spending that money senselessly is giving you a sense of happiness, which is in fact a false sense of happiness, because that money is not doing anything for you. You can think you're happy just because you have that money, but it's not bringing you the actual happiness, the actual fulfillment of enjoying your life with the money that you have. For example, going on nice vacations, finding something meaningful for you to do with the money, like creating a business or a charity or something that can actually in fact enrich your life in a way. And that is all the happiness we actually need to be able to use the resources that we have and the resources that you get, for the betterment of our own lives and for the betterment of the people around us. Okay, so some people have little to nothing, but they are still happy. They are the happiest. I mean, I'm a rural girl. I grew up, in the rural villages, of the Eastern Cape, and I've really met some people who had really less, but the way they were so happy with the little that they had that they never really needed to get any more, because at the end of the day, they were fed, they were clothed, they had a roof over their heads. And those people, they had very less to worry about, because all they could worry about was to make sure that the gardens are plowed. They had to make sure that the cows are fed, and the chickens and everything, and they got eggs from the chickens, and they even got meat from the chickens, and whenever they wanted meat, they'd slaughter something. Life just carries on in that kind of way. No one is complaining about hunger. No one is complaining about this, about the government, about this. They were self-sufficient when I was growing up. Well, things have changed, obviously. Right now, it's not like that anymore. But all I'm trying to say is, some people have very less, but they are very happy and content with their state of life, and they're happy, genuinely happy. And but then on the flip side of it, There are some people who have all the money and all the material things and they still are not happy. Others can, they have sorrow, they've lost loved ones, they've gone through, the most unimaginable things, but they still find joy and happiness, in themselves, in spite of all that has happened to them. And that's what really happiness is. It's a continuous state of joy, which is something that we can always create, based on the way we see things, the way our belief systems, and also based on positivity, because positivity creates a lot of happiness. If you find yourself in a situation where you can either be happy or sad, you have that choice to be happy and to be positive about the outcomes, and the reaction obviously is very important to things, right? And you can be upset and frustrated and still be in a happy place as far as your life is concerned. This then proves that it's proof enough that happiness really lies within us. It really doesn't lie in you accumulating things, in you getting wealth, in you, getting a lot of things. Happiness in the context of mental happiness in the concept of mental and emotional states is correlated to positive and pleasurable emotions, ranging from contentment to intense joy. And true happiness is really, really enjoying your own company and living in peace and harmony with your body, your mind, and your soul. Think about it. We are like the Trinity, like God, the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. We are also I don't know what they call it, a Trinity in a way, because we are mind, body, and soul. And basically, what this means is happiness is basically something that is relatable in all three forms of your existence, like your body, your soul, and your mind. You can always make a choice to be happy about yourself, which is actually where everything begins. Because if you're not happy, if you're not a happy person generally, then you can never be happy. You are not happy about anything in life. You are not happy about the way things happen. You are not happy about the way that the country is run. You are not happy about the people that are around you. You always find something wrong in someone. You can't even compliment someone walking by the street. You can't even compliment yourself in a way, because you always feel like everything is off, because you have not gotten to the point where you can safely say to yourself, I'm happy about myself. I'm happy about Siphokazi. I'm happy about, the way I look. I'm happy about the way my eyes are. I'm happy about, anything, that you can find being happy about, right? I'm going to read something to you from Elizabeth Gilbert from the book Eat, Pray, Love. It says, happiness is the consequence of personal effort. You fight for it, you strive for it, you insist upon it, and sometimes even travel around the world looking for it. You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of your own blessings. And once you have achieved a state of happiness, you must never become lax about maintaining it. You must make a mighty effort to keep swimming upward into that happiness forever, to stay afloat on top of it. And that is Elizabeth Gilbert from the book Eat, Pray, Love. So what she's saying here is that happiness depends upon you. If you've made a decision that, regardless of the coronavirus, regardless of whatever is happening around me, or my world is falling apart, or maybe just accepting your situation, to say, I accept the situation as it is, but I've made a decision to be happy regardless of whatever. It's something you chase. It's something you you strive for, you know, same like striving for your goal, you're chasing your goal, you know, you're making that paper, you're making that money. Happiness is something that we should always fight to attain. If someone does something to you that you don't like, that makes you unhappy, you must find yourself in a position to say, I am not happy about what this person does, but I choose to be happy about myself. You know, I choose to be happy regardless of whatever people impose on you. You always strive to be happy, and that has a lot to do with your mindset. You know, you have to basically train your mind to find happiness in every little single thing, and that's what Elizabeth is saying here. We are so overwhelmed with so much misery and distraction that we never take time to really appreciate that which we have. And we are in how God, who we are and how God provides for us, you know, like basically we just never take notice of anything because there's just so much strife, you know, especially now. You know, people have lost jobs, people have lost family members, people have lost parents and children, you know. Such a sad period, you know, in our lives. But at the end of the day, I always say this, you know, because, I mean, I've lost loved ones also in my life before, not necessarily due to the virus, but in general. And I have friends who hold on to those things and, you know, they never release, you know, their loved ones. You know, I know I've lost a mother before, and I know it was like literally the hardest thing that has ever happened to me. But for some reason, I've always find happiness, you know, because I felt like she's lived her life, you know, and she did all that she could to raise me, and she taught me everything that whatever that she felt I needed to learn, and you know, she did all that she could. But at the end of the day, that's all she could do. And if she's gone, literally there's nothing more that she can do for me. You know, I'm left in this world and I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm happy. All I have to do is take everything that she has taught me and let it work for me, and let me use it to benefit me in a more positive way, you know, and see how that goes. Because me holding on to that memory, oh, if something happens to me, and I'm like, oh, if my mom was here, you know, this wouldn't happen to me, my life would be like this, my life would be like that. But at the end of the day, my life can never be anyway what it is now, because I'm living it on a daily basis. It can literally be anything that I want it to be, you know, and that includes me being happy about having all the other people that are still around in my life and cherishing them, and you know, appreciating everything that she had done for me, and move on with my life. You know, there's so many people that linger, you know, in that state of mind to say my life will never be the same. Yes, I agree, it'll never be the same, but at the end of the day, you can also choose your life to be better, you know, because of the way you treat the situation that happened in your life, and to find happiness in everything. There's a saying, famous saying that says, in every dark cloud there's a silver lining. Literally, there is a silver lining. You just have to find it. And sometimes people stay, you know, in the darkness and never really get to the silver lining. You know, we pray, give us this day our daily bread in the Lord's Prayer, but we don't even recognize it when it's provided. I mean, God provides for us in so many ways. We often only put our focus on the things that are going wrong in our lives. You know, the things we want but don't have, negative things that people have done to us and how they've made us feel. You know, we hold on to those things, and those are the things that literally hold us back from feeling happy, and even the happiness that we can potentially experience in our lives. You know, happiness is majorly linked to a sense of being thankful and gratefulness and appreciative, which is something that as people we never really take into consideration. You know, if you ever find yourself being thankful and grateful, that eventually brings, you know, a state of happiness in your life, you know. So we need to start being thankful and grateful about the little that we have, about the life that you have, literally now in the state all you have to be thankful for, is that you're alive and healthy, and then you can be thankful for, being fed, having a roof over your head, and basically focusing on those things, because those are the things that really bring true happiness. So my message to you today: you can set yourself free from the bondage of sorrow and distress, especially during this time. You need to remind yourself that every day of what counts and what doesn't count. You need to not be distracted by what inconsequential and about things that are not necessary in life. You need to take care. You need not to care or lose your joy over small things, and that really is the lesson. To always remember that some battles are not yours to fight, and you just hand them over to the Lord and focus on what's important to you. You need to be able to let go. That's what basically is. If you don't believe in God, you believe in some other being, it's okay. You just need to let go, and just let that go and be like, what, this is not for me to worry about. I'm gonna be just fine. Every day, remind yourself that remind yourself of the grace that you've been given, and rest in it. We give so much attention to things that don't deserve it. We focus on things that we really don't need to focus on. All the emotions that we need to let go, we focus on that more than what we really need to focus on. Always ask yourself that, is it worth my time and energy? Always ask yourself that whatever it is that you want to focus on and you're stressing yourself over, is it really worth your time and energy? How much of what I'm worrying about right now is going to matter tomorrow? That's another lesson. Because even the Bible says, do not worry about today, about tomorrow, because tomorrow has, problems of its own. Don't even worry, in actual fact. Just focus on what's important today, right now, and live in the present, and stop living in the past, about what happened, and focus on today and what the future, possibly positively holds for you. Okay, and always be in a position to recognize what does and doesn't serve you. That is anything that doesn't serve you, anything that doesn't make your life change in a positive way. Always be cognizant of things like that, people included. We need to be in a state where we let go of people who do not serve us in our lives. All those people that bring negativity in our lives, we should be able to move away from them, forgive them, forget them, and let them go. Take time to evaluate your life and decide what's good and what's bad for you, because at the end of the day, everything that happens around you, everything that happens in your life, it really depends on you. The company you keep, the people you surround yourself with, and things that you watch and listen to, the content that we consume, basically determines how much of a good life and how much happy we really are. And once that's done, cut all the bad out. Whatever you feel does not serve you, is not for you, let it go. You are a work in progress, and the attainment of true happiness is a journey. However, it all starts with the decision to be happy, and to also recognize what makes you happy and let go of things that you cannot change. That's the best thing that we can always do for ourselves. Let go of things that you cannot change, and focus on things that you have control of. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control, the other person. Whatever the other person says or does to you, you can never control them. But you can always control the way you feel, the way you react, and the way that you treat situations and you treat people. And that's what also determines, your situation, in terms of how far you can get with attaining the happiness that you really, really want. And always remember that true happiness is a journey, and however, it all starts with you. Hold on, my computer has just died. Okay, doesn't matter. So basically, it all starts with you. And anything and everything that you do in life, it all starts with you. It starts and ends with you. You have a choice to be happy. You have a choice to live the life that you want. It may not be in a material form, it may not be in a financial form, but in the sense of feeling content and feeling grateful and feeling thankful about your life's journey. You always have a choice, and so it all depends on you. You can either do it now, you can do it next week, you can do it whenever, but at the end of the day, everything starts with you. It doesn't matter what other people around you do, and you don't have to look at what other people do. I mean, social media these days has us looking at how other people are living, who has what and how, and that is really something that takes away from ourselves, because we look at ourselves in comparison with them, and then we automatically feel unhappy about our situations and our lives because of what other people have. So my suggestion would be to watch watch what you consume. Be aware of the kind of things that you bring into your life and the emotions that those things bring in your life, that sort of make you feel unworthy, feel unhappy, feel like you don't deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be happy, and it really is upon us to find a way and to bridge the gap in making ourselves happy. So I hope that my message today really helps you in a positive way. It basically just helps you think outside the box in regards to what kind of life you can potentially have. So with that said, thank you again for taking the time to watch my video. Please do not forget to like, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and share this content, because I know it will help someone in one way or the other. And also I'll find some information about happiness, just to give you more light, and I will drop it down on the description box. And thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time.